Today I'm here with Dan Kaufman for the upcoming release of his new book, Drowning in the Shallows. Hello, Dan. How are you doing?
Good, how are you going?
I'm good, thank you. Congratulations. The book looks really nice. Cover's coming out beautifully. Do you want to tell me and the viewers what it's about?
Sure. It's about a cat-obsessed guy who teaches journalism and he works for a newspaper, and the newspaper's rapidly shrinking. And on top of that, he's heartbroken and he's trying to basically find the meaning of life. He's trying to really piece his broken heart together while he has to report in bars and nightclubs for the paper. And as someone who once had to write about bars and the social pages, basically, I thought it would be funny to have that as a backdrop for a guy who is heartbroken and is trying to find some meaning to his life. And because he's a little misguided and he doesn't really know where to look, he tends to start looking in the wrong places. And then when he goes to one party, he falls in love with this young woman and he suddenly thinks maybe she, all of a sudden, could be the meaning to his life. So he falls for her, even though he suspects that she's probably too young for him. And then he realizes she's much younger than he thought. And not only that, but she's actually friends with one of his journalism students. And so that then leads into really the Me Too era where he's thinking, is this right or not? And he really evolves as the book goes on, where he starts grappling with this issue.
It's interesting. The blurb of this book, and you just mentioned the Me Too movement. Obviously you kind of touched on it then, but how do you see it overall fitting in with these kind of themes of female empowerment and the Me Too movement and harassment and that kind of male sleaziness culture?
Well, look, as a guy, it's not my place to comment on what women have to go through. But also as a guy, I see just how sleazy, quite frankly, most men are. And I think most men are sleazier than even women realise. And it's horrible, but it's also laughable in many ways, their behaviour. And it's so laughable that I thought it just really added to the comic aspect of the book. And the idea is that the book doesn't condone sleazy male behaviour, it criticises it. But I thought, well, the best way to criticise it is to lampoon it, to make the character, quite frankly, a little pathetic. But he does grow, at least, and he doesn't have any... Well, another thing is, a lot of the men that I knew and know who are sleazy, they actually they don't mean any harm. They're just pathetic creatures, as most men are. And so, that's also the key part of the book. It deals not with misogyny, which is a whole other dark beast, but rather really just with men who are sleazy and often don't even realise it. And the book's trying to show, well, how do you get out of that place?
That's super interesting. Well, yeah, thank you very much for coming into the Melbourne Books office today, and good chat, and look forward to the book getting out there.